Alrighty, we are live today. Matt Solomon, co-founder of Channel Program, and I've got two special guests with me today, two friends in the space for many years now. Jimmy Hatzel, welcome to the show.
Matt, excited to be on. This is great.
Yeah, and Nadia, also of CyberQP. Welcome, Nadia.
Thank you. Thank you. Happy to be here.
All right, so actually, none of us are at an event, so I'm surprised. You look like you're at an event, Jimmy, but it sounds you're at a WeWork.
I'm at a WeWork here. WeWork in New York City. I've taken over a conference room that I did not book, so we're keeping it fun. I might get kicked out of here, might get expelled from the WeWork shared office space. We'll see. But
Awesome.
Matt said he wanted to go live, so I need to hop on. I need
Yeah.
a good space. I got the leather couch. I mean, come on, it's crazy.
Yeah. Nadia, and where are you calling in from today?
I'm home in Toronto, Canada.
Okay, awesome. And I'm at a beach house. I'm working from the beach, not really vacationing, but we got Benjamin Jones saying, "Nice to see you guys. Hope you all have a great Wednesday."
Hey, Benjamin.
All right, so we are here because you guys, CyberQP, are putting on a really unique show. Channel Programs delighted to be part of it, partnering with you, but it is really your show. So we wanted to bring you all on, let the MSP community know. We always like to see exciting and new things happening in the space, and I think we all know that it needs that because there's a lot of the same things happening. So I don't know where you want to start, but I think maybe tell people what this fantastic forum is in the first place.
How about we start where say what it is, and then I'll go through the story behind it a little bit
Sure.
too, because there's some cool stuff there. So our Fantastic Forum Academy it's an in-person training. It's in Dallas, Texas next month. We're partnering with the Center for Internet Security, which many people know, CIS, the controls, the cybersecurity framework, and we're literally training MSPs on how to use the CIS controls in their business. We're going to help them map their existing product stack to CIS. We're going to have workshops. We have amazing speakers. We have people from CIS speaking. We have amazing MSPs who have adopted CIS controls in their business. It's all content centered around aligning your business to the CIS compliance framework. And I mean, like any vendors you talk to, you're going to be able to say like, oh yeah, what controls do you hit? Stuff like that. So I'm really excited because it's our first event. Nadia here has been organizing, planning the whole thing. I mean, I'm just so impressed with the work that she's done. And I get to show up and put my name on it too. So that's always great. Along with
He's
you,
done a
Matt,
little more than that.
Excellent. So Nadia, maybe speak to, if they're an MSP listening, who should be attending? Because I know I've even in some of my correspondence, I've gotten questions. Should I as a CEO be going to this? Should I be sending my person who's the head of like security? Who are the people who should be attending?
So I'm going to start off with, I have lost my voice. I've been speaking about this event so much, but I've literally lost my voice. So if I sound different to my friends, that is why. So yeah, great question. I get that question too. Like, at me as the CEO, should I come? Should I send a technician? The truth is it's open to anyone at the company. We, as Jimmy mentioned, they're bringing in some fantastic speakers like Phyllis Lee from CIS, Eric Woodard from ProTech, who's an MSP out there that completely implemented the CIS control framework and is living and breathing it every single day. So the truth is that no matter where you are in the company or where you are in your cybersecurity journey, there's a place for you here. We are actually going to give you a workbook that you will use and fill out and map it back to where you are, and then take that with you as sort of your blueprint afterwards. Not to sound too cliche, but your blueprint for success that you can use afterwards. So anyone listening, any MSP, any role at the MSP, we have a place for you. We have a spot for you at the event.
Yeah, and I'm not going to give you guys too much slack here that my headshot is not on here,
coming.
But you know what?
It's coming. Matt will be on stage. We have a team that is updating it in real time. Matt will be on stage. If I could move his little picture there right over beside our CEO Mateo, Matt will be on stage as well for sure.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
and I do want to just speak to that for a second too. I mean, I think the partnership we have here is really unique, where Matt Channel Program has definitely helped promote and get an audience out there for events. But for this specific event, we've actually partnered with Channel Program, where they are actually sending people to the event. So Matt is going through the partner the Channel Program members and participants, and looking for people who are great candidates for the event, and they're sending people there, which is really cool and really unique. And we're really impressed with your ability to find the right people that we can make this a special event. So really excited about that.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, like you said, for a select few, some all expenses paid to
Mm-hmm.
this event really takes a lot of the excuses out of why you can't attend. So definitely, if you're listening and you're part of Channel Program, you can. If you're on here, you definitely know I post on LinkedIn all the time. So just direct message me on LinkedIn. You'll get a response if you're interested, and we'll take a look to see if you're eligible for the all expenses paid opportunity. And I think what's cool, about the Dallas location to both of you really is like, I mean, that it sort of makes it convenient for everybody, right? I mean, at least
Yeah.
in North America, I should say.
Yes. Yeah. Dallas was not an accident. We wanted somewhere central. We wanted somewhere that everyone could get to easily. There's 2 airports right around the corner. So yeah, it does take away those excuses.
So
Yeah.
let me just back up a second here, because we've been working behind the scenes for about a year on this now. So like a year ago, even before that, I talked to our CEO Mateo. We wanted to have our own events. We know it's just so important for the MSP community, and really bring value, and have an educational focus and all that. And we actually hired Nadia here at the end of last year to start that process. And for those that don't know, she worked on the original DattoCons. She's been behind the scenes in the channel. I think she's worked every single position in go-to-market, marketing, sales, everything at different channel companies over the years. And she's like OG channel MSP for sure. And she's kind of been back there working in the background, getting all this set up. And there's more to announce. I'm telling you, the stuff that she's working on, or 2024 stuff, it's gonna blow people away. So while earlier we were kind of testing, we were doing some small meetups, that kind of stuff. This is flag down. We're here. Nadia went and she heard amazing things about conferences like Rate of Boom, that their content was amazing. So she met with all the organizers there, Andrew Morgan, some other people there, said, how do we make this? How do we get a taste of that? How do we get it so people are excited? They're talking about the content that was there. Anybody can make an event where you're talking about the party at the end, and trust me, we'll be talking about the party at the end too. But to get an event where people are talking about the content, the speakers, the value they got from it, that is a lot rarer. And I think Nadia has put something together too, where we have an excellent shot at that happening.
Yeah, 100%. And I think so the 3 things that I always think about is the content has to be important. The content has to be meaningful. The second part is, are we giving you an opportunity to network, whether it's with your peers or industry experts, or anybody that's going to be at the event, the vendors themselves as well, because that's super important. When we talk about the CIS framework, the vendors that will be there, the toolkit you have is just as important. So that's on my mind. And then you mentioned the party. We're going to have a fantastic party. People remember the food they ate, the music they heard, the conversations they had. So all 3 of those things make it on the podium. Like you said, that the content is really important. There's a lot of events happening right now. I'm hearing tons of feedback. The pandemic sort of changed the vision of the event space in our industry. And I'm assuming in all industries, but my expertise is obviously ours. So I really just didn't want to have an event for the sake of having an event. We did a lot of research. We spoke to a lot of people, and CIS and building the framework around that seemed like what most MSPs wanted. And there was no question in my mind. We had to get CIS there. We had to get Andrew Morgan there. We had to get Matt Solomon there. We had to get the people that people want to hear from. So yeah, I can't say I'm excited enough. I'm going to say that a bunch of times throughout this life, that's for sure.
No, but I think it's a testament to you guys in thinking outside the box, because Caitlin, who's listening as well right now on our team, we get asked the question all the time. The same thing. When are y'all doing an in-person event? And it's like, okay, we'd love to, but the industry doesn't need just another in-person event. Like it has to be a little more outside of the box. I think you obviously did the right thing. Go to some of the people who were already pushing the boundaries. You both mentioned Andrew Morgan. I see he's a speaker. Do you want to talk about? Do you have any sense of what he's going to be focusing on in his talk?
Yeah. So Phyllis Lee and Andrew and Eric Woodard are gonna be sort of the quarterbacks for it all. They're gonna help us kind of understand the framework CIS, because some people in the room will be somewhere throughout their journey. Some people might not have even started and just heard of it. So they're gonna set the stage. They're going to talk about the best practices. They're going to talk about the controls, the benchmarks. And then what Eric will do and Andrew will do is actually make sense of it. Like, what have they seen MSPs done? What has Eric actually done within his MSP? And where that brought other opportunities as well. So back to your original question for me, Matt, was like, who should come? Should it only be the technician? Should it only, be the business owner or the salesperson? It's going to tie all in together, because he's going to talk about not only how he safeguarded his own MSP, how he safeguarded his customers, but also how it uncovered new opportunities. So all three of them are going to quarterback that. We have another special announcement of another speaker that's going to be announced probably later today, maybe tomorrow. But there's going to be two people on that stage that are going to help map things out. Again, talk about where you are. There'll be breakout sessions that these folks also will lead, that you'll sit at the table, you'll talk to them, you'll talk to the like-minded MSPs on your group or at your table, and figure out where you want to be. So where you are now, where you want to be, and literally the route. Imagine a GPS telling you the route to take to get there.
Mm-hmm. Just going back to kind of the demographics of who should attend, is there a certain level of maturity that you should be at an MSP in terms of attending? Is certain revenue plays or endpoints? Is where, hey, if you're, I'm making up a number, 300 endpoints, maybe this isn't the one that makes sense. Where should you be at if you guys have a line in the sand in terms of who's going to get the most out of an event like this?
I mean, I would say anyone, with a focus on cybersecurity, but these days that's every MSP.
Yeah.
If you are just getting started and you want to learn about CIS and set up your business and your stack in accordance with controls, and have a map around it, and not just this tool looks cool, this tool looks cool. It's definitely a good place for you. If you are a giant multinational MSP and you have a head of cybersecurity who's running compliance, tool mapping, all of that for your entire org, and maybe the 10 companies that got joined in your big MSP roll up, then it's a good event for you too. You might not end up in the same group, you might have different conversations, but I really think anyone who's committed to getting better and has had that moment of realization or acceptance that I should align myself to a framework and not just do whatever I think might be good or what's cool for the many reasons and benefits.
Very cool. All right, so I'm gonna put this back up. I know the agenda is loose right now, or it might change, but maybe just talk about logistically, when are people coming in? It looks like you're having a welcome reception on Monday, the 17th, and then that leads into kind of the next day. So it's, I guess for all it's a one-day event with the welcome reception, correct?
Yeah,
the night before.
Exactly. So we're going to welcome you all in on Monday evening, July 17th at 6:00. Very special. It's going to feel like a high-end reception. We're going to have some great food, some great entertainment there. That's how we'll kick things off. Everyone gets to know each other, and then we start bright and early the next morning. And Jimmy, I haven't talked to you about this, but maybe we ought to run before that breakfast. I don't know. We have a lot of enthusiasts here, and I am literally just telling him this now.
Yeah.
So,
I'm in.
Maybe we add that into the agenda. So we pretend like you see there on that first line. We start with maybe a 5K or something, to get the day started.
Beautiful golf
And
course
then-
there to run through. So there we go.
That's what I'm thinking.
Or
Yeah,
Bucky's.
the way to get
Bucky's
started.
is, a mile away, I think. Just
There's that
2
too.
parking
Yep.
lots in Dallas terms, right? 1 mile, 2 parking lots.
Yes.
Yeah.
10 city blocks, depends where you're from.
Yep.
But we could
So
go, run to Bucky's,
let's
get
get started.
t-shirts, drinks. Yeah, run back.
Yeah. So that's how we'll get started. Then we'll go right into breakfast. That's where you get a chance again to fuel up for the day. And then at 9 o'clock, the agenda starts. And it's a lot. We'll have some updates coming soon, but you're getting a sneak peek here because you're part of it. We're going to start the day. Jimmy's going to kind of set the stage, let you know what you're going to expect. Then Phyllis Lee is going to start off, like I said, letting you know what the benchmarks are, where MSPs need to focus their attention, what she's seen so far. She's been really focused on the MSP space, so she's going to talk to you specifically about that. We're going to have a peer panel. I will not do an event without a peer panel. Like, that's kind of my rule. If you want to be part of our event, you're going to hear from your peers. So we're going to have a fantastic panel, and that's going to be moderated by our co-founder and COO, who was a former MSP himself. So we're working on that panel as we speak right now. We're going to give a chance for all of our vendors to get up on stage. But again, it's not going to be like those sales pitches. Instead, what they've been tasked with is to talk about where they help you within your CIS journey, how they fall into those benchmarks. So again, it's not just vendors pitching. You're going to hear from them. We're going to have Matt up on stage talking about the channel program and how they help. We're going to have some really cool keynotes. We'll have some other special speakers come in, talk about what they are doing and how they can help you. And then we're going to have those breakouts like we talked about. So we'll have a chance for you to sit at different tables, hear from different industry experts in a more intimate environment where it's actually a conversation. You're not just going to be watching slides on a screen all day. You're going to have those conversations with those industry experts. Like Phyllis Lee will be a foot away from you, and you can talk to her and hear from her and fill out your workbooks. And
you could walk up to the people who work at CIS and say, I have these tools in my stack, and I'm thinking about changing them to map to these controls. Is this right?
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty cool. You can't do that at every event.
Yeah, I mean, I love just the focus of the event, right? I mean, most MSP events are general, and so they're all over the place. So yeah, to be able to come in for a day and just really focus in on this is, I think, huge.
Yes.
And then I saw at the very bottom of it said super duper fun party. You're setting a very high expectation.
I know. I realize that. I put a lot of pressure on myself. Super duper party means that we are going to be walking over back to what Jimmy said, the parking lot. But there'll also be golf carts in case anybody doesn't want to walk over to Big Shots Golf. And that's it is really close to the hotel. We're going to have a really super duper fun party there. Nice. So everyone will be there, have a good time, kind of let everything that you learn soak in over some drinks and some golf.
Is it similar to Top Golf, or is that?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah. By the way, I know there's been a couple channel events at this hotel, but I did stay there last year for Chris Weiser's Q2, I think, 7-figure MSP. It's the same hotel. So I did want to mention that. Shout out to him and their organizing team, because I totally was there and was like, it'd be cool to have an event here. And then and Nadia went through a bunch of options. I was like, oh, I know that one. I like that one.
There you go. That's funny. Nice. All right. So on the bottom, the registration's been scrolling this whole time. So hopefully people go there and scroll. Again, as a reminder, if you are part of channel program and you're interested in participating and maybe being eligible for the all expenses paid trip, definitely reach out to me directly through LinkedIn. You can just direct message me there. Anything we've missed? Any last things you all want to talk about?
I just really want to thank, our sponsors who are supporting us at this event. And, we were a bit selective here on finding people who, had a cybersecurity background, could add value to the event, could talk in the context of, what controls they meet. And also, they're supporting us in our first real event. And I know that's, not everyone can do that. So shout out to these, Cork, Kaseya, Finn, ThreatLocker, and I know we had some other companies come on even more recently. Ninja One, Nadia, you gotta
Sention is also
Sention, really cool program that
Yeah.
maps controls. Anybody
Cool.
I'm missing? I would feel bad if I missed someone.
There is one more coming.
Okay.
So that's, stay tuned on our LinkedIn page. There is one coming.
Nice. Well, look, it's always a pleasure to talk to you both. It's so fun seeing the different things you guys are doing. You're pushing the industry forward with your forward thinking, and I think the community certainly responds to it. And I only see positive things about CyberQP, and you don't have to take my word for it. You can literally check out the product reviews on Channel Program that's coming direct from the MSPs themselves.
Mm-hmm.
See how I got that final plug in at the end?
There we go.
I was waiting for that.
Nah, but people like you make it easy to be in this industry. So thank you all for joining, and I hope to see everybody here in Dallas that's watching live. So awesome.
See you next month.
Thank you.
Thanks both of you.